What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney, and Sean is fashionably late as usual. Embarrassing. But hello, we laugh, baby. We laugh. If you're tuning in, go ahead and drop a hello in the comments so I know. I feel like the Jeopardy theme song should be waiting for Sean. What's up, Grand Time? You are on time tonight. I'm freezing. Not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm like in here, like trying not to freeze. What's up, cousin Emily? Emily, I'm glad you're here. I'm not as good as Sean with the songs here. But this weather change is jacked up, guys, because it went from like 80 to 60 to 50. We're looking for a hard freeze tonight. It's going to be like 28 when we wake up tomorrow. Yeah, Sean is putting some Hey Dudes on. And probably a crazy hat, knowing him. So, yeah. He's got Hey Dudes in every color. They match every outfit he has.
Paranormal investigator.
Yeah, I don't. Watch out, your picture's about to fall.
You knocked my Bigfoot picture
No,
down.
the Bigfoot picture was already right there. I stopped moving the chair because it's about to fall.
Yeah, because you knocked it down.
I done knocked everything down.
Stay.
Okay.
Won't you stay just a little bit
Yeah,
longer?
I think he's got Hey Dudes on, guys.
No, I got my Adidas slides on.
And he's got slides on. Somebody entered the studio. Why is it in your face? You're going to have to, hold on. You're going to have to shut that door. Cut your volume down a little bit. Guys, tonight we have a special guest making an appearance right here on the Other Side Paranormal Podcast. Some of you may have met her, some of you might not have met her, but either way, she's the coolest member on our team, guys. What's up, Daryl Paulette? I know it. Daryl, I know. Rumor has it him and Ronnie were out shopping for some Hey Dudes.
I got a Ronnie Anderson t-shirt on tonight.
Yeah, and he's got this t-shirt on, and it looks like Ronnie on the t-shirt. I couldn't handle this. But
we live, baby.
Without further ado, guys, I'm going to invite this lovely lady to our podcast. She's extremely insightful, guys. She's got excellent theories, and that's a little bit of what we're going to talk about tonight is theory. So, everybody give a warm On the Other Side Paranormal Podcast welcome to Miss Naya Elliott. The amazing Naya Elliott.
The amazing. Did you see that I put it there?
I see this. The amazing.
Nah, did you really?
The amazing.
Yeah.
Naya Elliott.
Because I'm the amazing.
Why did you put?
So some people have titles like psychic medium, On the Other Side Paranormal Podcast, paranormal investigator, but Naya just goes by the amazing.
The amazing.
Which is fantastic.
Your real name on it now, boom boom.
Boom boom boom.
Yes. You say well.
But for those of you that don't know, and like I said, some of you already know, Naya is our youngest team member, but she is not the slowest team member, guys. We absolutely love the fact that Naya has been paranormal investigating since you were how old?
Like 7.
What got you into paranormal investigating?
Probably all the horror movies that I was watching growing up because Dad.
So your dad is a horrible influence. Okay, that's what we got.
No, I wanted to watch them.
We gathered that. So still to this day, guys, Emily said, "Hey, Naya."
Hi.
Still to this day, I get off work today. I'm like, "Hey, is everybody hungry?" And Naya's like, "Let's watch The Conjuring." Yes, Daryl's the amazing.
The outstanding, even.
The outstanding.
Amazing is me being humble.
I love this. I love this energy. She wears her crown large. But Yes, Naya has been paranormal investigating guys with us since she was 7. I will never forget the day ever, as long as I live. I've told this story before. So she comes over to visit, and I say to her, Naya, what do you want to do this weekend? And she says, I want to go to a cemetery. And I'm just looking at her dad like, what kind of morbid child is this? So that's right, Robert. We live, baby.
We live, baby.
Robert says, Sean, wake up.
No, I was on my phone.
He was probably posting the podcast.
Yes,
but
I was posting the podcast.
Popcast?
Posting a podcast.
But anyway, guys, so she says, I want to go to a cemetery. And I said, why the hell do you want to go to a cemetery? And she says, I got a new phone app, guys. Okay, he's 7 years old and has a phone app. And I was like, all right, let's entertain this. I will never forget the day as long as I live. Hand on the Holy Bible. It was like 100 degrees outside. And I said, now you can walk through the cemetery. I'm going to ride alongside of you in the AC.
Hot.
And she sure did. She pulled out her little phone app and she walked around the cemetery like this, guy. Like this, with the phone. She was looking for the ghosts high and low with this phone. And with that being said, I just dropped my phone. With that being said, she comes across a mausoleum. And right as soon as she comes across the mausoleum, her phone says psychiatry or psychiatrist, one of the two. I can't really remember. But it says that. And she looks up and she's like, look what I got. I got a word. It says psychiatry. So I look up the mausoleum in which she's standing in front of, and it turns out that it was the founder of our psychiatric unit here in Lynchburg, Virginia. So she was standing outside of the mausoleum of not Mr. I'm going to give him his flowers in and out of the grave, Dr. Christ. And for those around here, Dr. Christ was the founder of, and pretty much like what paved the way to all of Lynchburg's psychiatry here in Lynchburg. What's up, Mama D? Nah, can you see comments?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh my God.
I can't see anything.
So, Granny says, what's up, Granny's gal? My twin Naya.
Yes, I see it. Hi.
Yes, Daryl, the phone apps. She had this phone app. It was a big, creepy looking hand in a blue box called Ghost Hunting Tools.
It was great.
And funny thing is she wanted to go to cemeteries every single weekend, guys. And I remember one time I said, let me download this damn app and see what she's talking about. So I downloaded the app. She's got the app. What's up, Booze Paranormal? Howdy, howdy.
Hey, Booze, I was just talking about you today. I'm sending some people your way to talk to you about making a spirit box. Mine is phenomenal.
And guys, go check out his newest creation. A new and improved creation of a scrying mirror. Phenomenal. It's a scrying REM, guys.
Ron makes some good stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
He does.
So anyway, I downloaded this app. And we're both walking around the cemetery with our phones. We're looking for the ghosts high. We're looking for them low. We didn't care. And I don't even know if you remember this, Naya. So this phone, it is a novelty app, guys. But again, I go very lightly when I say that because
I'm not.
If it has anything to do with a particular location, like in this instance, Naya got psychiatry. She was standing outside the mausoleum of the psychiatrist here in Lynchburg, okay? But the novelty side is when it's hyping you up, this app like vibrates your phone really hard and like makes this loud, like screeching horror noise. And so I had my volume all the way up and my phone started vibrating really hard and it like actually shocked me. So I threw my whole phone because it scared me. You remember that, Naya?
I do remember that. Is that
In
the
the
same day
cemetery
Dad
in
fell?
Bedford. Huh?
Is that the same day Dad fell?
Probably.
See, now you were doing real good on the show. Can we get her out of here? How do we click the button and get her out?
No. So are you talking about when he got shoved at Old City Cemetery?
Possibly. I
So
do
I'm
remember
talking
he was
about
like pushed.
when we were at that cemetery in Bedford with the big elk.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I thought he fell that day.
He might have. He's always falling around.
No. Y'all just gonna disrespect me on live here?
But without that being said, guys, Naya has grown. Howie said Naya kind of trails off with a bunch of H's.
What's up, doctor? at the doctor here.
That's right. With that being said, guys, Naya has grown into a phenomenal investigator. I don't even think she has ghost hunting tools anymore. She might, I'm not sure. Sometimes we keep, what's up, Amy? Sometimes we
Hey,
keep
what's up,
these
Amy?
phone apps as a reminder of almost like where we came from, right? So
I still use phone apps, y'all.
paranormal investigating is a growth. Like you're constantly growing in this field as long as you utilize it for that. You know, and I've watched Naya grow over these past 10 years into a phenomenal investigator. She's more scientific now. She's asking more questions now. And I would 10 out of 10 trust her to lead a group unattended, and know for a 100% fact that Naya would be
Ooh, I need to change my prescription.
giving factual, you know, information and actually helping people to be a paranormal investigator. So that leads me into, I guess, your topic, which you can take over with. You and Naya were having a discussion today. And Naya, what were you guys talking about?
We were talking
Howie
about a
said,
bunch of things, but one
Howie
of the
said I
biggest
would totally have her on my crew. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. Can't have her.
I'm the amazing. But we
So Naya and I did some experiment with recorders today, Naya. And what are some of your theories about EVPs?
well, the biggest one that I was telling you about last night when we got to talking was I think that spirits can't really create any of their own energy anymore, and they have to have already existing sound or existing sound waves, and they manipulate those to create sound. So they're not producing any of their own noise anymore. I think they're using noise around them sort of and manipulating it in a way
So what
to
in
let us
the
hear
hell
them.
what in the hell made you come up with that theory?
Yeah, that's
Well,
interesting.
because well, because energy can't be created or destroyed, or if we're not hearing them, they can't just come to us and they can't talk to us. Like, why can't they just come look at us and talk to us? Like, even if we can't see them, why can't they just be like, "Hey, I'm right here in front of you. Hey, like, talk to me." And I think that's just because, first of all, if they're on a completely different, if they're on a completely different wavelength than us, or whatever, and they're on a completely different plane than us, and we can't see them, why would we be able to hear them? But they can hear us, and we can talk to them through devices, and they can talk to us through devices, but again, we can't hear or see them. It's like a phone call, but one of us is on mute. So I think that that's why we hear
Hold on. Say that one more time.
it's like a phone call, but one of us is on mute.
Well, damn.
What?
Sure.
I'm here.
Interesting.
Hashtag here for
I'm
it.
here for it.
So I think that what they do is that's why we hear so many like mimics and stuff of people's voices, and why like we hear that's why I think boxes work, because of that white background noise, that white noise in the background. I think they're manipulating the sound to get messages across to us. And so like when you hear a mimic, if something's saying like your name, obviously, but it's in your voice, obviously if you're the person talking, you're not going to say your own name. So why would a spirit say your name in your voice? And I think it's because to us, they heard your voice. And obviously, you hear your own voice every day. Even if you're not around people, you probably talk to yourself and hear your own voice. So it's going to be the easiest recognizable voice to you. So they're going to say your name and your voice to get your attention because they want to talk to you. And I think they're not creating their own sound. They're using the energy that you used to speak to get your attention. I don't think that they're creating their own sound. I don't think they have their own voice anymore, because I think a voice is very human and it's created through human mechanics. And so if you don't have a body anymore, you don't have a voice. So I think you have to use energy and use already made sound to communicate.
Would that explain
Well, damn.
why
What's up, Michelle Wilfong?
would that explain why we hear so much whispering in EVPs? We live, baby. What's up, Michelle? Would that be why? Like, because I noticed that we always hear whispering as a response.
Which is what I said tonight on the phone when we were talking. I said, I'm going to need these ghosts to start speaking up. Like, I'm going to need them to be like, hey, what's up? It's me, your boy, right? But no, instead they're like, shut up.
What's
Yeah.
crazy though about
Get
that
out.
is for like humans. I don't know if you like knew this, but like if people say, "Oh, you're trying to lose your voice" or something, or it was like a whole thing for a while. Everybody wanted a raspy voice. They would tell you to whisper or whisper instead of scream to lose your voice because whisper actually causes more strain on your vocal cords than screaming. So I don't know if that has any correlation, but if a spirit's trying really hard to talk to you, that may be why it's coming through like a whisper. Because they're trying really hard. Because it puts more strain on a
I didn't
human's
either.
vocal cords to whisper than scream. You're
It
more
does.
likely to lose your voice from a bunch of whispering than a bunch of screaming.
So they could have lost their voice. That's why it comes out as a whisper.
So now let me throw this theory at you. I watched a podcast the other day where they were talking theory much like this. And Mama D said most definitely believe spirits feed off of human energy.
I agree.
I watched a podcast the other day where the guy was talking about this similar topic, and he said when people pass away, like you just said, energy is never lost or destroyed. But he believed the same thing, that you lose spirits lose their vocal cords and also their eyes. He said spirits don't have eyes, like they can't see. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, actually, when me and dad were talking, we kind of, not exactly that, but we kind of talked about that, or at least it was brought up where we were talking about how a deaf person may be able to see a spirit, or a blind person may be able to hear a spirit, because maybe the whatever plane or wavelength or whatever you want to call it they're on, it isn't down to like spiritual level. Maybe it's just biological. Like it's just a biological factor. Certain humans maybe can hear it and certain humans can't based on their like basic biology.
What's
And
up,
so
Rhonda?
if a spirit loses its eyes when it dies, then I guess it would have to in order to be aware of us, if they can't see us, then it would just use its other senses. But would it still have like the five human senses if it's dead? If it doesn't have eyes, why would it have its other senses? Why would it have touch or smell or the vibe that you get when someone's staring at you? Like, if it doesn't have eyes, how would it wouldn't it
But
lose everything else too?
But do they have touch? Because technically, we don't feel a spirit actually like grabbing us like this, right? But we feel like the whoosh of air or the static on our skin. So, do they have the ability to still touch? In all the movies, you always see the ghosts, they're reaching out. And let me catch up on some of these comments really quick. Michelle said, I have an EVP that says, I can see you. And I do believe they can see us. Shauna, what's up, Shauna?
What's up, Shauna?
With the DOS house. If you guys haven't booked, you definitely need to. 2026 calendar is filling up faster than you can say we live, baby. Mention our podcast, guys. $50 off at the DOS house. Howie said perhaps they have all five in one.
Just a blob of senses.
Yeah. I do believe that. Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on.
But
So
they're a ball of energy.
So you said they could have all their other senses, and then I brought up that I don't think that they can necessarily like touch us. Like I said in the movies, the ghosts are always reaching out for their loved ones. They're going right through them, right? They're not actually able to grab. So technically they don't have the sense of like touch or feel. If they don't have the ability to see and they don't have the ability to speak, they probably don't have the ability to smell us, but that they're able to put off scent. So I think that has to do with the imprinting that we talked about on previous podcasts, where the energy actually imprinted on the location. Howie said they're said to be energy. Maybe they are all in one as spirit.
Well, the smell thing, it kind of reminds me, when you look at someone and you're kind of just like, oh, they look like they'd smell like cinnamon and amber, or you look at someone and you kind of just
Or
get a
dad, they
vibe
look
off.
like they stink.
Okay.
I was just about to say, I'm glad they can't smell, because what's the first thing I do at every haunted location?
Fart.
Blow up the bathroom.
There you go.
Anyways, but maybe like a person's vibe kind of carries that. Like you feel the energy of the person, and when you look at a person, you're basing your opinion off them and like how you think they'd smell and how you think they'd talk based on simply their vibe. Maybe you're feeling the energy of the person and associating that same feeling with the feeling you get when you smell a flower, or the feeling you get when you smell oak. Like, because a lot of people associate, like, smell is connected to memory. So it could be all just associated with it. rather than
So,
actually
And that's
smelling
their
it.
ability to project, though, wouldn't it?
right.
Because what happened today to us now with smell?
True. We walked downstairs and it smelled like perfume.
Yeah.
Which is what we smelled the first time we went there, was like a floral scent. But that energy is also imprinted. We just investigated with Lost Souls PI. Shout out to Lost Souls. Um, Shauna said Danielle's famous words are spirits make me gassy. You and Danielle are at war with your asses, y'all. I asked this: if it is to be grape soda, why doesn't it taste like a grape but tastes like the color? Look, that's the same thing I say. I don't know what y'all's, what y'all's little memory of
point.
grape soda and grape Kool-Aid is, but those two drinks taste purple. They don't taste like grape. Okay? They don't taste like grape. Now,
Was that
that's
meant
the
to be
same
like a
thing with
euphemism?
cherry. Cherry flavored stuff just tastes red. Gross.
Read that again. I
But
think it maybe means it is like a euphemism.
why doesn't it taste like grape, but it tastes like the color? Well, how do we know what the color tastes like, Howie? I'm just saying. I get what you're saying though with this. I do. Because
So
I
it's
say
just
that
the
all the time.
association, I'm guessing.
Now use it as a metaphor. What Howie said.
So the association, you associate it with purple because the purple grapes.
Right. But we investigated this past weekend with Lost Souls. Again, shout out Lost Souls PI. We
Amen,
went
Chris.
to a battlefield farmhouse, and everybody reports in this particular closet. And even Rhonda Harris was in my live, and she said that, she did an Estes method in this said closet, and that there was so much energy in there and just so much like just heavy feeling, right? And everybody reports that when they go there, that this said closet has just so much just negative attached to this closet, just sorrow, despair, sadness, like the whole nine in this closet. So, after I'm investigating, I looked at the person who runs the location and I said, what happened in the closet? There was never even an actual death in this said closet, guys. What happened was, just to be completely honest, we're not on TikTok, so I can say it, but a young 8-year-old boy was trapped in the closet by his parents, malnourished, abused, and pretty much left for dead until authorities stepped in the 50s and removed the child from the custody of the parents. So nobody ever actually died. Luckily, authorities stepped in, through anonymous tips or whatever happened in the 50s, and they were able to remove the child from this horrific scene. But that energy of all of that just abuse and sadness and all that emotion imprinted on that closet. What's up, Bert?
Hey, Bert.
Rhonda said the spirit started showing me things along with sending messages in Estes, and I finally had to take the headphones off because I didn't want to see or feel it anymore. And it is very heavy in this room. It is. What led me to go into this room is the fact that we set up equipment in this room, and then I was actually investigating a whole nother room, but yet this equipment kept going off by itself. And that's what led me to go see why is the equipment going off. And we sat, I think, for a better part of an hour or so in that room, if not more. And
great EVP came out of that.
Yeah, we were getting EVPs. The crazy thing is the EVPs, Emily said I was in that closet alone and it was so heavy. So, we were getting great EVPs, but not related to the 8-year-old boy. We actually got it related to the most recent death that happened in this home, which was in 2018.
In that room.
In that room, a gentleman died of white lung disease. He was a welder. He inhaled too many chemicals and passed away. And when I asked the infamous question, guys, I don't even remember how I worded it, but in a nutshell, I asked, how did you die? I know that you're not supposed to ask that. Don't come for me, guys. I be asking what I want to ask. I'm grown. But I asked this infamous question, and clear as day, Class A EVP, I'm sick. I mean, clear as day. So, but again, now we're dealing with a 2018 spirit. So that's going to lead me into my next topic that I know you want to discuss. Why is every spirit from the 1800s, guys? Why is everywhere we go, somebody got to be from the 1800s? Ryan Jones, freaking awesome paranormal show.
Ryan C. Jones.
Airs right after us at 9 p.m. Bert, where's my buddy Chris? We don't know. Probably doing cop stuff, eating donuts.
Saving lives and eating
I want to
donuts.
kind of ask about your closet situation because I wasn't there.
What's up, Kim Brady?
Hey,
I've heard about stuff like that before, and recently hearing about it because I hear about it like all the time. Like, oh, this bad thing happened in this house. Nobody died, but now the energy is kind of haunting the area. Um, with stuff like that, is it like this is kind of a stretch, by the way. I've just been thinking about this, but this is kind of a stretch, so it may not make sense. But so with like everything in nature that you see, there's restorative properties in a way that like it'll balance itself. So like if something bad comes into your body and your body doesn't know how to fight it, well, it kind of just works its way there. It like just does its thing, gets it out your body, but then there's still those antibodies from whatever was in your like a virus or something. There's still those antibodies there for your body to fight it off next time. So next time you get it, it's not as bad. So I'm wondering
What's
if
up,
kind of
James?
when energy gets trapped in a place like that and it's really negative, and when you walk in, it's really negative and you just kind of feel heavy and you want to get out of it. I wonder if that's like nature's way of telling you bad stuff happens when you walk into this room, like kind of a survival instinct thing. Bad stuff happens when you walk into this room, get out of the room. And that's the energy you're feeling. Like when a animal is sitting there, a prey sitting there, and it feels a predator behind it, you get that feeling like, oh, I need to get out. And that's your body's natural survival and like survival reaction, like it's your instinct. So when you walk into the, I wonder if that energy purposely stores itself there so that it doesn't, so the same action doesn't repeat again. I know that kind of sounds like a stretch, but
I don't think it's a stretch.
I don't think it's a stretch
Deer
either.
do it all the time. I could be in the woods and I know I'm scented down. I know that I've sprayed all my scent away. I know that I've kept my clothes in a bag sealed up, and literally a young doe will come up and not have no clue I'm there. A older, even mature doe will come up, kind of be weary, knowing something ain't right. But let that 10-pointer walk up. He'll stop, not even, he'll come up 30 yards away, 40 yards away, and just start looking around. He knows something's not right. But I've had my trail cam. He'll walk right up to where I'm at, where I'm usually at, and know I'm not there. But the minute I'm there, he's like walking, not even close, and knows that something ain't right. He can't see me. He just knows something is not right where I'm at.
It's
right,
the
and you
body's natural reaction of fight or flight.
right,
So
and then
go ahead.
you're talking about how like the 10-pointer rolling up, it can sense it faster than the baby. That also might correlate with why younger kids are more susceptible to being drawn in by like evil spirits. Cause like this kid will walk in and be like, oh, this is something here and it's new and it's different and I want to play with it. But an adult could walk in and be like, oh, I get bad vibes, let me leave. Cause it's experienced and it understands that this foreign feeling isn't correct. While a kid, everything's foreign. Everything's a foreign feeling. Walking into a supermarket's a foreign feeling. But an adult, it's lived, like you've lived. And so you walk into this room and you feel this foreign kind of ununderstandable energy and you get queasy and you get like bad butterflies and you're like, I want to get out of here. Where a kid might be like, oh, I want to play. And that's why they're more susceptible to being talked to by evil things or whatever.
I think a lot of kid energy, though, I've kind of touched on that before. I think that kids are more susceptible to negative energy and spirits in general just because of how open-minded children are.
No, I agree
Life,
with that.
like you
Yeah.
said, life. I mean, a lot of us grew up in households where, you know, imaginary friends were frowned upon, or ghosts aren't real, stop saying there's something under your bed, they're not there, like you're making it up, stop lying. And that just kind of goes, and over the years you almost like harden, luckily for me and you, I don't know, I don't think you were ever like this either. My parents didn't do that to me. If there
Dad
was
was
somebody
evil.
do what?
Dad was evil. He'd be like, yeah, it's going to get you. Yeah. He was evil.
John,
He
We
was
put her, how do
evil.
we get her out of here? Where's the button?
I'm taking the mouse away from you. You're evil.
I never said the ghost was going to get you.
He did.
So I grew up with my mom and my stepdad. And my stepdad, I grew up with a lot of like lore and urban legends. So like my stepdad, it wasn't the boogeyman, the kukui was coming to get you and things like that. But there was a big to-do. If I told them something was under my bed, right? They came in, they had flashlights. It was like a big event to look under Courtney's bed. And they were like, nope, nothing's there. Like, let me know if it comes back type deal. It was like a big production. Look, now you're being sung to. Sean, stop lying.
Oh, I know Emily's not talking.
But Naya, you are nailing it, James said. There's a comment up here that Dad wanted to touch on. Ryan said, why can't we ask that? I do that all the time. Ryan, unfortunately, in the paranormal world, things are frowned upon. Asking, how did you die? Why did you die? You know, do you know that you're dead?
About that. So people, you know, and I was guilty of some of this. So now I can go back and retract some of my old statements when I say this. Investigate however you want to investigate.
That part.
And whatever works. We're grown, and now you're not grown yet, but I don't hold any restrictions on you when it comes to your techniques in investigating. And when you join our team, as long as you're not being rude or disrespectful, provoking anything, or trying to conjure anything, then you're safe. I don't care how somebody investigates or what questions they ask, as long as we're being respectful to the dead. People say, well, I don't ask how did you die because that's a dumb question. I grew up thinking that there is no such thing as a dumb question. You know, the spirit might very well know that they have passed on and that they died. Also, I will say that
I love that for you, Emily.
Anything that gets a response, we are researchers, y'all. That's what we are. We are researching. Whether you're ghost hunting, whether you're chasing ghosts, whatever you want to call it, whatever name you want to come up with, we are doing things to get a response. Every action has a reaction. So if our action is to say, how did you die? And your recorder comes back, says killed, then that is your action and your reaction. You got evidence, and it's great. That's how I look at it. Some of y'all may disagree with me, and that's okay. That's fine. But that's whatever actions that's causing your reaction to get your evidence is great to me. Courtney, I believe, asked that.
Do you know how you died?
Do you know how?
I think that's how I asked.
No, you asked about another location that we're doing research at.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a rumor that this husband did that to his wife. No, but she had a uncle. But she had asked about a killing that happened here in Lynchburg about 170 years ago. And the guy, it came back on a recorder, killed. So all questions that you ask, you know, we're trying to get a reaction. We're trying to get answers out here. And we run out of questions. There ain't but so many you can ask. So we start putting boundaries on questions. Now we're putting boundaries and limiting our research, which to me is a very silly idea to do. That's just my opinion on that.
But I think the question that I actually asked at the farmhouse was, do you know how you died? Because it was very specific. I mean, they said he died from white lung disease. And that is, you know, for those of you that don't know, that's a respiratory disease that is contracted a lot of the time that people, for people that work around a lot of chemicals. This guy was a said welder. And so he was inhaling a lot of stuff. You've got black lung disease, which is very well known among the coal miners and people, you know, who grew up in a lot of like heavy prevalent coal mining towns. And then you've got white lung disease, which is essentially chemical inhalation. And it is unfortunately a very slow and painful death. You live with respiratory distress for quite some time. And a lot of the time when you do finally, you know, you go. And you might not know you have it. You might, you know, just think you've got asthma. You might think that you have one other respiratory illness or something like that. And then you just go. So that's why I asked, do you know how you died? And it came back clear as day. I'm sick. And which led me to further ask myself, he didn't say I was sick. He said, I'm sick. So when he passed on, does he even know, or was anything ever even past tense is my question, because his answer was, I'm sick. So is he still sick in the afterlife, or is he still thinking he's living? What's your thoughts?
Mine?
Yeah.
It could be low key both. Like he could know he's dead, or he could be dead, but he could still be stuck suffering.
Yeah.
Or he could still be stuck in the same state he was when he died. Because like who says I mean if you're stuck here, you're obviously not in heaven. So who says when you die you're just healed of all your ailments? Who says you're not just dead with everything you left Earth with? Like you took it all with you, packed it up in a bag and kept it with you.
That would
Like he
suck.
could, yeah, he could just maybe he's also not suffering as bad anymore. Maybe he's just the same person he was when he left Earth, so he thinks he still has it. Like maybe
True.
his appearance didn't really change, or like maybe some like symptom of the illness is still there. So maybe he's not in pain, but he's like, oh, I'm sick. Like I'm sick right now, like because he like died and he just still kept it.
Yeah, good point. James said, when investigating a prison, is it disrespectful to ask what their crime was? No,
I don't think so.
absolutely not. I don't think so. That's 10 out of 10. Exactly what I asked when I just recently investigated the Old Stone jail.
That's a good question, Jay.
Yeah, I actually asked, like, why were you on death row? Like, what put you on death row? Emily said while we were downstairs, she was upstairs. She kept getting the word breath several times. And she even got the man's name who passed away, which she did. She got the name John.
She did.
And she kept getting breath and breathing and choking and things related to that.
Not only did Emily get all that, she showed us where she got that.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually good investigation.
So Howie said, with that thought, could residual energy be intelligent?
This has been an ongoing conversation between me and Howie for like a month now.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah, good point, Howie.
Rhonda said maybe they don't have an understanding of time past, present, or future, so it's just a response not reflecting such.
That's where it gets deep, Rhonda.
Bingo.
That's actually a very good thought. I personally don't think that there's time on the other side. I think humans created time.
That's been proven. Go down that 3 a.m. rabbit hole. Yeah, that's interesting.
So Rhonda, I think that's a good point to bring up.
And I just watched a podcast on this the other day pertaining to Easter, guys. I have so many questions surrounding the Easter holiday. So many questions. And like, I'm not getting into the biblical stuff with it, but who determined Easter? Like 1 year it's in March, the next it's mid-April, then it's the beginning of April, and then it's here, and then it's there, and it's everywhere. So like most holidays are the same every single year, right? 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving is one that even changes. If you think about it, it's like the last Thursday of the month of November.
But so even Valentine's Day is always the same.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is February 14th. Things like that. Those holidays are created around something that holds a specific significance on a specific date. So like St. Valentine's Day happened on, February 14th. Christmas, it happened or whatever on December 25th. But like James just said, Easter has to do with the phase of the moon. So James said, I think it's cheating if you show boobs to get responses personally. I mean, is it cheating? Or is it intelligent investigating?
Is it just being mysterious and nonchalant?
Mysterious and nonchalant.
I think it's using your powers against
me.
Ask a pagan. They'll be happy to tell you, oh, Howie, I don't need to. I'm just choosing not to get on that topic right now. But Rhonda said Easter is celebrated the first Sunday after the Paschal full moon, which is the first full moon after the vernal equinox. Thank you, Rhonda. There we go. She summarized everything into one paragraph, guys. Yes, Emily. Yes, I like that. I like that.
Rhonda's great.
That is exactly it. It's creative investigating, James. That's what we're going to call it. Creative investigating. It's an art.
I do want to talk about something.
Mom, I don't know. That's my question. I'm trying to figure it out. Why is Good Friday called Good Friday?
I do want to go to something real quick. I want to know why people. I got a call from a location owner today. I didn't get a call. I actually called them because they were messaging me while I was driving. and I really wanted to be able to answer their question. And so I gave them a call and we had a talk, and they told me that a person went to their location, stayed there for a short amount of time, and left and told them that their location was not haunted. And I said, wow. That's all I could say was wow.
My first question would have been, did they pull out any equipment?
Well, I mean, to be
That's
honest
ridiculous.
with you, whether you pull out equipment or not, how do you determine somewhere is not haunted? First of all, by being there for a short amount of time. You know, these two that are sitting behind me right here, and Lorraine Warren, whether you believe in them or not, whether you like them or not, I don't care.
Yeah, we
I
don't care
what
that
nobody's
Ed was
opinion is of them. They are the legends, in my opinion. They are the reason why we're able to do what we do. All right. But their theory is you have to spend 28 days in a location to determine whether it's haunted or not. And I'm down with that theory. I am. But unfortunately, we have real life jobs. Not everybody works for themselves. We have only overnight to spend 2 days max. And if you're lucky, 3. All right. And I'll tell you, just because you go to a location and your phone app isn't working, or your REM pod's not going off, or you're not getting EVPs, doesn't mean it's not haunted. What I will say is I've gone to locations once and it not be an active night, and gone back to that same location and it's been off the chain. That happened today, as a matter of fact. I went to the same one location and it been okay, mediocre, as the young folks say, it's been mid. And then and then today I went and I spent maybe, how long were we there now? 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's a very short amount of time.
I was in there 30 minutes and got more evidence than I have in 8 hours at a location. So you can't say bingo, that's one.
That's one that we watched grow, yeah.
That's one that I went in and was like, this is gonna be rough for me to try to advertise as a location. When I first went in Sandusky, and I'll talk about that because this other location I can't really say the name of yet, but Sandusky House, when I first went in there, Courtney and I were like, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, we almost didn't host.
I almost didn't host public investigations there. We went back in there and it was off the hook. So, you know, you can't go in a location one time, spend a couple hours there, and then leave and tell somebody this isn't haunted.
And guys, I want to clarify when I say that we
quit watching so much YouTube.
Well, when we almost didn't host, right? It's not that we almost didn't host because we were like, oh, you know, this location is not haunted, so therefore we're just not going to host it. We pride ourselves, you know, with our company and stuff like that. When we go in and we host public investigations, we do months of research before releasing it to the public. We want to make sure that the location is in fact an active location so that you have, you know, an experience, not necessarily that you give the reviews that this said person gave to this location. Now, I've been in this location a lot of times that Sean is talking about, and I'm gonna call BS. I'm gonna call BS because I've had some stuff happen there that I can't explain.
I've been touched there.
Sean's been touched. I've been touched. We've had equipment go off that has otherwise never gone off a day in its life. You know, and things like that. I think energy is freaking everything, guys. When you are in a paranormal investigation and you are fighting with your spouse prior to, or your partner, your significant other, whatever, prior to going to this said location, if you had a bad day at work and you're trying to go and investigate, if you don't feel good and you're trying to go and investigate, you're not going to put forth and be as open as you would otherwise be on, say, a good day when you're feeling great and you're feeling positive and you're like manifesting all of the paranormal activity to happen and your hype and stuff like that. This location in particular that Sean's talking about, I literally manifested the very first time I went there, all kind of craziness before I even stepped foot on the property. Okay. Because I was just so hyped about the location. Emily said the spirits don't operate on a schedule. Sometimes it takes a while to get a response from the spirits, and it also depends on the person and their energy while investigating, which is what I just said. Not every spirit responds the same way to different investigators. Bingo.
Have you
I
ever
also think
Go ahead.
I just think people have to remember not everybody wants to talk to you. Like, do you wake up every single morning, every single day, 24 hours a day for your entire lifespan and feel like you need to talk to people? No. So, what makes you
I
think spirits feel the same way?
took the words right out my mouth. Sometimes they just don't want to fool with you.
Right. Sometimes they just don't want to talk. They could be fully conscious and know they're dead and know you're right there and still just ignore you.
Bert said, I just want to say, and this is the second time he's made this comment. Naya has a deceased loved one that is trying to reach out to her. I get these feelings or readings every now and then, and it's really, really strong. Just saying. Hey, what's up, fam?
They gotta lock in. They gotta speak up.
Get out.
Oh my gosh, that freaking movie last night.
Don't you love it when you have equipment never hits out of nowhere at a location and the equipment comes alive? I love it. I love it. Especially equipment that is custom made, guys. Especially equipment that is custom made. I absolutely love that because the industrial retail store is taken out of the equation and you have a custom piece that is exactly like the way that you wanted it to be, as opposed to just like purchasing it off the shelf. And then when it goes off, I think Naya, you were there the very first time a cigarette rem went off.
Yeah, and your Raggedy Ann doll.
And my Raggedy Ann doll. I about screamed.
Yeah.
I know I screamed. I was like, the doll's going off.
You're like, is that my doll?
Yeah, exactly. So, and this is, my Raggedy Ann doll is one that went off in this said location like nutso, like it went off. Looks like you're smoking the devil's lettuce.
Black Cavendish pipe tobacco, y'all. But this flame will not light my pipe tonight.
Okay. But yeah.
It won't light it.
I think, guys, that 1A, I don't know if any of us are really qualified to say a location that everybody else has gotten evidence at is not haunted.
Right.
I think that's a little absurd. Bert said, I really want to go exploring with you guys sometime somewhere. Come on, Bert. Come on. Bert. We're about to launch some big stuff locally. Where's Bert? Bert, where are you at?
Why do you look at Dad? Like Dad.
Dad knows everybody. What's up, baby mama? How you feeling?
What's up?
Do we have a baby ghost hunter yet? We need to know. We're invested. We even got a few beeps from the Soul Pod Chris made in our hotel room this weekend, and it doesn't go off all the time, so we knew something was there. Beep beep.
Yeah, I just don't get. Don't say a location is not haunted just because you didn't get any evidence that night. Just say you had a slow night.
So Howie would like to know, Naya, how did you feel at the Fairy Plantation when the music box went off and we got a huge hit up there?
Which time?
Ooh, which time? Yeah. I think he's referring to the time when not the time, so it would have been the first time when Mammy was pacing back and forth.
Like when I started crying?
Yeah.
So
tell us about that. Like, what happened?
So that was pretty, like, not even pretty, just extremely random for me. I never get emotional at locations, like, literally ever. I mean, I've gotten vibes. I've gotten feelings, like, oh, it feels, like, upsetting in this room. But I've never genuinely felt the emotion on a personal level. Like, it's kind of just like when you watch somebody else cry, that type of sadness. But this time it was like, I needed to cry. And it was a very much like I'm getting in trouble feeling, like someone was reprimanding me for something. And it was in like a way, whereas I obviously didn't know what I was doing because I didn't do anything and there was no one there actually yelling at me. But I was feeling like very much like I was in serious trouble and I should feel really guilty for what I did, even though I didn't know what I did. So I straight up just started crying. Like it was really intense. Like it was immediate. I looked at Miss Courtney and I was like, I think I'm going to start crying. And she was like, what? And she was like, what do you mean?
There was real tears, guys.
And then I just started crying. Like I wasn't even like sobbing. It was just pouring out of my face. And I was like, I don't know why I'm crying. Like I was straight up just looking at it like it's on footage. I didn't know why I was crying. I genuinely just felt like an overwhelming feeling of like, you know, you did something bad and you know you're about to get in trouble for it. Like, that's how I felt. And I don't know if that was maybe because I was in the kids' room past their bedtime and she was upset with me, or whatever reason, or I'm an older kid, or maybe she saw me as a kid and I should have been to sleep too. Like, whatever the reason was, if it was her doing it, she definitely made her presence known in that way.
Yeah. Which the second time we went, we also had a crazy experience.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Are you talking? I actually don't know which one. There's so many.
so
Oh,
with the
yeah.
light.
Oh, yeah, the lamp.
Yeah, tell everybody what happened.
So we were sitting there and we were getting a bunch of cat ball activity. And we were talking to I don't remember. Were we talking to the
Mammy.
woman or the kids?
So I think we were playing with the kids, and then we
Yeah.
were like, do you mind if we wake the kids up so they can play with us? And we cut the lamp on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That thing started rocking. It started shaking and like rocking around like it was gonna fall over.
Yeah.
That
It
was
was like
crazy.
it was like someone was stomping around the room almost. Like when like a lamp shakes and you see like the cover like wobbling, like when someone's stomping really heavily around a room. That's kind of what it looked like, except there was no stomp noises.
See, and at one point I saw like, so it was a lampshade like this, guys. And I actually saw like it was, so it should have been like at this angle. And I saw
yeah, and
like
it
one of
slid.
the sides like go up, almost like when you go to put your hand up under it to turn the
Yeah,
knob, right?
yeah.
The lampshade's on your arm, so it's not at that perfect angle. And almost like the energy, like she was trying to cut off the light. Like, you're here past bedtime. Like, this is ridiculous. Cut the light off. Everybody go to bed. Like, it was really weird.
Yeah, I think she
But
takes it
Howie
like
said you were picking up one of the kids legit. There's 2 in history that caused issues while they were there. And he said he's going to tell you about it after the show.
okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I definitely did feel like I was getting in trouble. Like, it definitely felt like a familiar feeling of being young and getting in trouble for doing something. And that's exactly how I felt. And I started crying over it. Like, that's really as simple as it was.
Yeah, it was. I almost started crying with her, guys, because like I would have, like, she hurt my feelings. I was like, oh, my baby is crying.
Yeah, I got that on camera.
I was,
And then
uh-oh.
you want to know the real kicker is that Miss Courtney goes to tell Dad.
All right, so
I want to
we're gonna wrap
expose him
the
on
show
here
up.
for all y'all that love him. Okay, she went to tell him that I'm crying. He goes, "What are you crying about? What is she crying about?" Didn't even ask if I was okay. He didn't even ask what happened. He said, "What is she crying about?" In that tone exactly. How does that make you feel? Because it didn't make me feel happy.
Just exit the room at this point. You have nothing to say.
You have no excuse.
Why are you looking around?
Are you serious right now?
I'm fully serious. I'm about to take your podcast.
Take it.
Is this what we're doing tonight?
Attack Dad Night
Wow.
on the podcast. I love it. I love it because normally I'm the one being attacked. I love this. I'm eating this up. Like,
I'm not even attacking. I'm just telling the truth.
All I said was, why is she crying?
that is so not what you said.
I'm not allowed to ask, why are you crying?
He said, "What is you crying about?
What is you crying about?
Is you crying about?"
Is.
So I got a deeper voice,
No.
and all I said was, why are you upset?
Oh.
Right.
Not
Right.
even something you would say. Why are you upset?
Right. Like, I don't even think you've ever told me that.
What is going on here?
What is going on here? Like, you're a police officer.
Do you know why I pulled you over?
Literally.
How do I help out?
That is not coming out.
Yeah, that definitely was not
Bert said he's experienced this before in places and didn't know why either. It's a crazy feeling.
That's
It is, because you don't understand it, and it's so random.
Yeah. I've felt like heavy in locations. I don't think I've ever really like had genuine emotion like that. But to watch your face was like almost heartbreaking because I even said, "Are you crying right now?"
Yeah, you hear it on the footage. You see me start crying, and you're like, "Are you crying right now? Oh my god!"
And I was like, "Oh, baby, come here." Like, I just like, it was so sad to me. It was so sad. And like, Naya's so much like me where she's like, when she's crying, she's like, "I don't want to be touched right now. Just leave me alone." But like, my instinct was like to grab her because I did not know like her alligator tears. What's up, Auntie Cheryl? Yeah, it was alligator tears. But that whole room, every time Naya and I go in there, like as a duo, is crazy. It's like
Yeah.
I think the last time we were there, we had a lot of cat ball play, like in corners and stuff like that, just for no reason, like on command. Because I think the last time we were there, you had a cat ball like on the post of the bed,
Yeah.
and you were asking the kids to play with it, and on command, it was like lighting up and stuff like that. And for some jacked up reason, every time me and Nia go to Ferry, we never take an actual stationary camera with us.
Yeah, we always have a body camera on my phone.
We always have a body cam, or
I had a stationary
we
camera.
feel like something's about to happen. So I'll be like, bust out your phone. And then Nia's
Right.
like on it with the phone,
Yeah.
you know? So luckily, we've caught all of our experiences at Ferry on camera. But I think the craziest,
No, we got some good ones.
the craziest, there were 2 times in the parlor. One, I left Nia unattended so I can go get some more batteries.
You cannot do that.
I am coming back through the middle room and almost collide with Naya. She is running out of the parlor at like full speed, like a marathon runner. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? And she's like, bro, I was in there by myself, sitting down, stationary, not even moving. And the chandeliers that were on the piano started like clinking together on their own.
Let me tell you, that was so scary because I couldn't hear because like the walls in that house are thick, so you literally don't hear anybody like around you when you're investigating. So I'm sitting there, and on the piano there's those candle holders with the dangling crystals, and I was sitting there and I was about to open Spirit Talker back up because I was just sitting there by myself.
What's up, Irene? Shout out psychic and medium Irene.
The second I heard them
Being
things clicking
creepy.
together, I was up. I was gone.
Yeah. That was crazy. Yeah, Irene will be at the second annual Creep It Real Festival, June 20th, guys. She is doing gallery readings, so definitely check her out. Make sure you stop by her table. It's gonna be a great time. Free admission. Free admission. And I believe, Irene, correct me in the comments. I'm don't have it up in front of me, but I believe 100% of her proceeds are going back to the charity of choice, which is Hiya Nation, guys. So awesome. And shout out. We love you for that. Thank you so much for your generosity. James, I can't wait to see y'all at Enigma Cons. Hey,
yeah.
Get ready. It's going down for real.
We're gonna have a ball.
I've actually felt the spirit's pain and agony so bad in some places that I've had to leave the room or house because it was hurting me. Like really crazy when that happens, and it's hard to describe. Yeah, that is crazy. But the second time at Ferry, the REM pod,
Yes, that was intense.
that was the best evidence I think me and you have ever gotten with a REM pod.
Yeah,
You want to tell it?
sure.
Go for
So, what was the little boy's name?
Oh my God.
Was it like James? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I'd have to go pull the evidence.
I'll just say the little boy. So, we were sitting in what was it called? The wake or something?
The wake room, yeah.
Yeah, the wake room. And we're talking to this little boy, and we could hear his footsteps running around the room. We could hear him running. And so we're talking to him, we're asking him questions, and we have a REM pod right there. And we were like, if you we asked some question, and then we were like, to let us know, like, go over to this and finish or no, you were like, finish the pad, and you went doot doot to doot doot. And then the REM pod answered and said doot doot, and that was crazy.
No, I think it did the whole sequence. Or
Yeah.
did it just do?
I don't remember.
The REM pod did the whole sequence.
Oh
The
yeah,
REM
you're
pod
right. You're
went
right.
beep,
You're right. The
beep,
REM
beep,
pod
beep,
went.
beep, beep.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said do the doot 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 doot, and then the REM pod did the whole thing.
That was wild because Dad didn't believe us. Me and you get evidence together because Dad thinks we're lying about everything.
Here we go.
But
why are y'all attacking me?
He tried. He came home even after like you left and I. He came home, set the REM pod up, and attempted to make that sequence with the REM pod and could not do it.
Because when you touch it differently, it makes different types of pitches. But that was the same pitch. Doot 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 doot. It was perfect.
Are all three of you empathic? I've never really considered myself to be an empath. Like by definition, by definition, I think that everybody has empathic traits. I don't call myself an empath. I think that,
Ever since I went public in this field, I hate that word, James,
yeah,
because everybody I meet, I hear that that
yeah,
word. So I don't claim it.
I consider myself to be very open-minded.
There you go.
I just think
That is
certain people are more susceptible to certain things and certain types of spirits. So
that
maybe you'd be considered empathetic in certain cemeteries, and other ones you don't get. I mean,
empathetic, empathic.
empathic. Hello, in
It's
certain
okay. It's you
cemeteries,
today. Normally it's me.
and then other places you never feel anything. It might just be certain things you're more susceptible to. Like I feel like with like kids or like older women, that's when I usually feel things. Like I'll be like, oh, I'll feel their upsetness or I'll feel the kids' playfulness. Like I can feel those vibes. But then otherwise it's just normal getting evidence like anybody else.
See, and
I'll tell you what, I felt it today.
I'm able to pluck out, and you've said this before, negative energy in a place. If there is a negative energy in that place, I will pluck that out so quick and be like, something is not happy. We're here. Now, Sean walks through, and how do you do it? Like, how do you consider yourself? So, Naya said she is older women and kids. I'm more just negative, anything negative.
Either I feel it or I don't.
So it's kind of like over, like general feeling. Gotcha. So what happened today? You said you felt it today.
Today we were just on that third floor and you feel it.
You're kind of cutting out.
Cutting out.
I'm cutting out.
I think you're good now.
You're good now.
Yeah, so like today you could just on the third floor, you could just feel it. Like something did not want us on that third floor today in that house we were in. We were in a house that was built in 1700s, and this is the house that we are. It's a location that we will be opening up soon to the public, and I've been trying to get some research done there. And Nia and I went in there for a little while today to see if we could see what would happen. We weren't in there long. And
Thank you,
third
Daryl.
floor, it was. We were asking for knocks. It would knock directly to our questions. We were getting EVPs, but it just something did not want us up there. And you could feel it. It was very, very heavy up there.
You could definitely feel it.
James said just something Naya said earlier made me want to ask that question. Kim is extremely sensitive. And I do believe that there are people that are more sensitive to spiritual energy than others. I think also the one lost art as paranormal investigators that a lot of us practice is grounding prior to going into an investigation. I think all that bad juju, so to speak, that we carry on our shoulders, whether we just got into an argument with a friend, our spouse, you had a bad day at work, whatever I was talking about earlier, right? We need to let it go. Like, I had a boss one time many years ago. I want to say it was like my first job. And she said, whatever you got going on before you walk through these doors, you need to leave it at the door. Don't bring that shit to work. And that stuck with me for all these years. And it's similar with paranormal investigating. I think whatever you got going on before you get to a location, leave it at the door. And it's easier said than done. It really is.
I think some of the feeling stuff in certain rooms or certain houses too may come from like your level, which also may be a stretch, but your level of adaptability just as a person. So if you walk into a building and it's immediately kind of a weird vibe, but you're like, okay, I'm settling with it, or maybe you don't say it, so you don't really believe it. And so you keep it to yourself and you're like, okay, yeah, I got a little bit of a stomach feeling. And then you're walking around the house, you forget that that's there. It just becomes a part of the way you're walking around. Like you forget that that's there. So then you walk into a room and you already felt this way, but now it's kind of added to it. And so you're like, all right, whatever, I'll ignore it again. And then it's gone again. So then when someone asks you 10 minutes later, do you feel anything? You are feeling something. You just don't realize you are because you've adapted to the feeling of how you feel in this building. While some people, they walk in and they strictly stay adapted to the way they always feel. They enjoy feeling a certain way. They always feel a certain way. And they don't adapt to energy as easily. So when they walk in the building, they feel the difference, they state the difference, and they continue feeling the difference as they walk around the building. And that may make it easier for them to feel the difference in energy because they're not adapting to it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Really.
So do you think, let me ask you a question, Naya. Do you think that people that suffer from certain, say, mental health disorders like anxiety have a more heightened sense of like feeling than, say, somebody who Doesn't?
Honestly, I'd say like probably yes and no because it depends for real. Like I feel like certain anxieties will be like, yeah, no, I like I'm just feeling this way. Like your anxiety will convince you you're not feeling that way. Like your anxiety will convince you like, no, like I'm just being extra, like stop, don't say anything, you're gonna sound crazy. But then certain ones will be like, oh, I'm feeling this way, and it'll kind of convince you it's worse than it is. But maybe that's a good thing because you're really like picking up on it, and now and so you say it because you're like, yeah, this is bad, I need to say it, and then someone else was feeling it, so now you can all in the room realize you're feeling this thing. I think, as well as because yeah, anxiety. If you're a really nervous person and you're walking into the like just in a general level, if you're walking into a building and you're already kind of nervous, you're gonna be way more aware. Like your senses are heightened, so you're like
Yeah.
really prepared to pick up on stuff. And so when you're that ready to pick up on something, you're gonna pick up on it.
Yeah, good point.
Same here, James.
James said, I always feel stronger energy when I first enter a location compared to actually during the investigation.
Yeah, I think you would. I think genuinely, like, I think you adapt to the energy in the room. Like, you'd adapt to anything. If you're in a cold pool too long, it starts to feel normal after a while. Your body adapts to it. I think when you walk into a room full of
What's
energy
up,
and you're a
Tammy?
very adaptive person, you'll start to adapt to the energy in the room and you'll become mellow with it. And so you stop feeling it as much. And that
I
also
think
could convince you that there's nothing in the room. That could convince you that
that's
now
true.
there's nothing, that nothing's happening. So now you're going to think nothing's happening and now nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think some of that also has to do with when you first go into a location, like your hype. You're like, new
Right.
location, great. This is awesome. This is going to be a good night. Like, all the ghosts come over here and talk to me, you know? So you're like, you're hype about it. I think that also kind of plays a part because I know when I first go into a brand new location, I'm excited. I'm excited. And so I'm more aware. I'm paying more attention to sounds that are out of the ordinary. And secondly, with that, whenever I'm in a new location, I'm aware of my surroundings. So I'm more apt to notice that there was a weird noise down the hall or above me or whatever, because, you know, my senses are kind of heightened there.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling that like in a new place, you'd probably like in a new place you're gonna hear more rather than see more. And then in a place you're used to, you'll see more rather than hear more. And to kind of explain that, I mean like in a new place, you're not gonna really you're not gonna recognize any of the noises you hear. You'll know the people you're with and you'll recognize their voices, but all the other noises are gonna be completely foreign to you. If the house creaks at all at this certain time of night or anything happens at this certain time of night, you're not gonna know that yet. So it could be anything to you. But the way the house looks, you're not going to see as much, I think, because the house is also foreign. So you don't know if when you turn that corner, maybe there's a door you weren't aware of. Or maybe when you turn that corner, there's a lamp there that, oh, you didn't know that that was there. But when you know the house, you're going to see more because you know that that door is there. So you know when you turned and you saw like a dark area covering that white door, that wasn't supposed to, that
That
wasn't supposed
wasn't
to look like
right.
that. But you'll be adapted to the noises of the house. So you'll probably be like, oh, yeah, at this time of night it creaks. So you'll kind of like, you know, wave off a loud thump you heard because you might be like, yeah, at this time of night it normally creaks when it could have been a ghost. You just know, well, it can creak at this time, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Like I feel like in a newer place you'll hear more, but in an older place you'll see more.
Well, damn. Nye the Amazing has spoken, y'all.
Not the amazing.
Nye the Amazing.
I still want to know where his name came from.
It doesn't matter. She will forever be Nye the Amazing. Guys, that is all we got for you on this fine Tuesday evening. Hop on over to the Rift Nation Network and check out the freaking awesome paranormal show. They roll from 9 to 10 something, guys. You know we never stay on time, but they've got excellent content, some great guests tonight, and awesome hosts, Ryan and Rhonda. Thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. Much love. And as always, guys, I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
I'm Naya, the
The
amazing.
Amazing.
The amazing.
And until next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys, we will see you
On the other side.
on the other side.